You know what they say? The quickest way to look like a millionaire is to try to convince everyone you already are one. Welcome, my dear friends, to the grand theater of life, where the stage is set for the grandest of performances. Today we're going to explore a peculiar act, a comedy of sorts that many are prone to playing out. That's right, we're talking about the hilarious spectacle of trying to appear wealthy when you're not. Ah, the delusions of grandeur. In a world where appearances often outweigh reality, it's no wonder that this particular performance has gained such popularity. Who needs actual wealth when you can just pretend, right? It's like playing the world's most expensive game of dress-up with the stakes as high as your credit card limit. But let's get one thing straight before we dive into this world of faux opulence. This isn't a guide for those looking to genuinely improve their financial status. No, this is a comedic exploration into the irony and hilarity that ensues when we try to convince others, and sometimes even ourselves, of our non-existent riches. It's about the thrill of pretending to be a big shot, the joy of playing a character that's so far removed from your reality. It's about the ludicrous extremes some will go to in the name of keeping up appearances. The counterfeit designer bags, the rented luxury cars, the pretentious jargon sprinkled into every conversation, all in a desperate bid to portray an image of wealth that's as thin as the gold leaf on a chocolate truffle. And while we may laugh at the absurdity of it all, we can't deny that there's a certain charm to this act. It's a testament to the power of perception and the lengths we're willing to go to create a particular image. So, my friends, get ready for a journey into the realm of make-believe millionaires. Fasten your seatbelts, adjust your monocles, and fluff up your fake fur coats. We're about to take a deep dive into the world of faux richness. So buckle up and prepare to dive into the world of faux richness. Because nothing screams I'm rich like wearing a suit to a casual brunch. Let's face it, folks, nothing says wealthy like being overdressed at every occasion. You want to look like you've got money to burn? Well then, ditch those sensible, comfortable clothes. Opt instead for the impractical, the extravagant, the downright ludicrous. Ever thought about donning a three-piece suit for a trip to the grocery store? Or how about a flowy, floor-length gown for that quick coffee run? Yes, you'll be turning heads, and isn't that the point? Let people wonder why you're in formal attire at a taco stand at 2 in the morning. And shoes? Oh, the shoes. Forget trainers and flip-flops, my friends. We're talking Cuban heels, stilettos, and shoes so shiny they could blind a bat at noon. Comfort? Who needs it when you're trying to look rich? Remember, discomfort equals wealth. The more uncomfortable your outfit, the richer you appear. Because nothing says I have money to burn like picking up the tab for everyone's coffee. Now, this is a classic move in the playbook of faux riches. You see, generosity, real or feigned, has this peculiar charm of making one appear well-to-do. So whenever you're out with friends, don't hesitate to reach for that check. After all, what's a few bucks when you're supposedly rolling in dough? But here's where the plot thickens. Imagine this scenario. You're sitting at your desk, casually flipping through your mail when you stumble upon your credit card statement. Suddenly, the reality of those few bucks hits you like a freight train. All those coffees, lunches, and dinners you so generously paid for, they've added up. And boy, do they add up fast. Oh, the hilarity of it all, the look on your face as you frantically calculate how many hours of overtime you'll need to work to cover this month's generosity. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The sweet irony of pretending to be rich only to end up poorer than before. But hey, don't let that deter you. After all, it's all about keeping up appearances, right? So go ahead, splurge on that $5 coffee for your friends and ignore the impending doom of your bank account. Because nothing screams I have money like using big words no one understands. Ah yes, the age-old trick of using pretentious vocabulary to appear wealthy. It's as if possessing a thesaurus somehow equates to owning a yacht, isn't it? Let's dive into the world of ostentatious linguistics, where people pepper their conversations with highfalutin words like quintessential and plethora. These aren't just words, my friends, they're a status symbol. You see, the rich and the wannabe rich believe that the key to appearing affluent isn't just about dressing in designer clothes or driving luxury cars. Oh no, it's about sounding like they've swallowed a dictionary for breakfast. Imagine this scenario. You're at a party and someone asks you how you're doing. You could simply say, I'm good, thanks. But where's the fun in that? Instead, you could opt for something like, I'm experiencing a state of profound contentment and euphoria. Now, doesn't that sound more impressive? Sure, it may confuse the heck out of everyone, but hey, it's all part of the game. And it's not just about using big words, it's also about how you use them. The key is to be as vague and ambiguous as possible. You don't just say things, you articulate them. You don't make decisions, you contemplate the ramifications of various alternatives. The goal is to leave your conversation partners scratching their heads, wondering what on earth you're talking about. The more they're baffled, the more you've succeeded. And here's a pro tip. If you're ever stuck for words, just throw in some Latin phrases. Nothing says "I'm sophisticated" like casually dropping carpe diem or caveat emptor in the middle of a conversation. It's like a secret handshake among the faux rich. So start using those big words and confuse everyone around you. It's the rich thing to do. Because nothing says "I'm wealthy" like pretending to own things you don't. Yes, dear friends, welcome to the theater of the absurd, where we can all be millionaires, billionaires, or even trillionaires, depending on the day and the audience, of course. Imagine it, you're strolling down Rodeo Drive pointing out your properties. That's your yacht over there, casually moored in the harbor. And that penthouse suite? Oh, that's just your humble abode. You even have a name for your imaginary butler, Jeeves. And those shopkeepers you've never met, they're your personal tailors and jewelers, obviously, but let's not forget the piece de resistance, the crown jewel of your make-believe empire, your supercar. You know, the one that's always conveniently parked just around the corner, but you never seem to have the keys on you. Now, the real fun begins when you're caught playing this charade. Oh, the delicious awkwardness, the sudden realization that the yacht you claimed as your own is actually a tourist cruise boat. Or that the penthouse is a hotel and the supercar belongs to a passerby who's just returned from shopping. The moral of the story? False affluence is a dangerous game, my friends. It's a bubble of make-believe that's bound to burst, usually at the most inconvenient times, but in the end, isn't it all just a bit of fun? So go ahead, claim that Ferrari parked on the street as your own. Just hope the real owner doesn't show up. So there you have it, folks. The ultimate guide to pretending to be rich when you're as broke as a joke. Now let's take a moment to reflect on our journey through the world of faux affluence. We've learned the importance of illusions of grandeur, and how mastering the art of looking absolutely baffled when someone mentions anything less than a six-figure salary can work wonders for your wealthy image. Remember how we took a peek at the art of dressing up? Well, nothing screams money more than a knockoff designer suit, a pair of shiny shoes, and a watch so large it could double as a wall clock. And who could forget the importance of exaggerated generosity? After all, nothing says "I'm rich" like offering to pick up the tab when you're dining out with friends, even if your bank account is crying out in despair. Ah, the pretentious vocabulary. The more obscure and complicated the words, the better. Just throw in a few Latin phrases here and there, and voila, you're suddenly a member of the upper crust. And lastly, we delved into the realm of false affluence. Yes, that's right. Who needs a beachfront mansion when you can just Photoshop yourself into one? And why buy a luxury car when you can just rent one for a day and take enough pictures to last a lifetime on social media? In the grand scheme of things, it's all quite ridiculous, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, your true wealth lies in your character, your kindness, your integrity. So while it's fun to play pretend, remember that being genuine is far more valuable than any gold-plated Rolex. And remember, if all else fails, just act like you own the place. Who knows, people might just believe you. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more hilarious content. And remember to share this video with all your friends who need to pretend they're rich too.